You are listening to the Lose Weight for the Last Time podcast, episode number 227. Hey, yummy mummies. We have a super special episode. But before we dive in, I want to let you know that I just recorded How to Weigh What You Want Without Doing Shit That You Hate. This class is so good, and I want you to get it now. So go to lauraconley.com/class. This is like literally, you guys, my 6-month program smashed into 60 minutes. Like I did my best to take everything from the 6 months and put it into one class. So go watch that class now, lauraconley.com/class if you want to learn how to weigh what you want without doing shit that you hate. Actually, maybe watch the class after we talk to Teddy, because Teddy is here. She is one of my beloved clients, and she is going to tell you about her experience, about her story. And my hope is that you get to see some of yourself in her, and that you are ignited with a little bit of possibility that this could be for you too. So without further ado, welcome to the podcast, Teddy. Thank you so much for being here. Introduce yourself to us and tell us a little bit about what your life was like, what your experience of being in the world, being in your body was like before the Yummy Mummy.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
You guys don't understand. Like, it's very exciting when you get time with Laura because she's just the best.
I love you.
So my name is Teddy. I live in Nashville with my husband and our very adorable dog, Mac. I'm a graphic designer. I've been working in the digital space for years and years and years. And so I sit in front of a computer all day and stare out my window and wish to be outside more. So that's like one of my big things. I love getting outside. And I just turned 50 this past summer. So I feel like that's like a big play into some of this. And before the Yummy Mummy, I was kind of stuck, both sort of mentally and in my body. I'd had this, like, Laura has heard this tale many times, but like, 7-8 year health battle that began with my mother actually passing away from a terminal illness. I lost partial use of my right arm. I had to have cervical surgery. I had all kinds of, like, I had acute mold toxicity I healed from. I was exhausted. I was like trying to work out and run my business. I worked full time through the pandemic running my business, and it was just like intense, right? And that feeling when you kind of feel like you keep getting hit with knockdown punches, right? And you're sort of like, well, you keep going, but I was tired. I did definitely struggle with some depression and anxiety, did some unsuccessful fertility treatments. So both body and mind really taking a hit. And I had started to heal a lot of that, but I just kind of felt like I wanted to move farther forward and I didn't know how. And I've struggled with weight my whole life. And it just felt like this thing that was both in my way mentally, right? Like all the food noise, all the like self-flagellation for not being able to fix it. And then, of course, from a health perspective, right? Like if you go and you sit and you talk to your doctor, it's like, lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. And I'm like, well, I've been trying since I was like 13. So that's where it was. And a friend had done Yummy Mummy and was like, this is amazing. And I started listening to your podcast and I was like, you are correct. And so much of what you were saying just like struck chords and resonated. So.
Oh, I love that. Do you remember like what struck a chord, like before you had signed up? Was there anything that you were like, oh, this is different? Like, oh, this seems unique. This seems like what's not out there in every other like weight loss space.
I just think there's a lot of like authenticity and honesty about like, it is a struggle and like we are marketed to in this way. And our culture does sort of put this pressure on us to look a certain way or weigh a certain thing. And it interferes with us kind of living our full life and doing better things with that time, honestly.
Yeah.
And I mean, there were so many things. There was one point when you were talking about, look at all these women who are fighting this when who knows what we could be bringing to the world or to our communities or our households, families, jobs, whatever. So that was one that really like, I kind of was like, ooh, yeah. And I kind of got fired up about it. But there were so many different, like just little moments that were like little windows into the Yum Mum experience that I was like, oh yeah, no, she knows.
Yeah. It's so true. Like, what could we be doing if we weren't spending all of this time and energy trying to solve this problem with solutions that are just Band-Aids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like a lot of young moms, I had done a lot of different things. Right. And in that confusion, I was like trying to count macros and like do HIIT
Hmm.
workouts and all the things. And like even my trainer was like, you can't outrun bad nutrition. You get so much information.
Yeah.
And then I literally was stuck. I just couldn't make a plan, right? Like I
Yeah.
couldn't pick because I just didn't have the path or the support, really.
Yeah. Totally. Okay. So tell us, because the audience always wants to know how much weight did you lose, Teddy? And like, what did you feel like was the key? What unlocked it for you?
I've lost 40 pounds,
Amazing.
which is like, if you told me that I could lose 40 pounds, maybe ever, but like at age 50, like in deep in perimenopause after all these health things, right? I would have been like, that just seems insane. And I would have to do something completely unhealthy and crazy to do that. But I actually had started, like I said, listening to your podcast. I lost, I think, like 10 or 12 pounds. And I missed like 2 cohorts because I was like, oh, I don't know, it's a big commitment. And then I think I did your class, like the 3 or 4 day
Oh, yeah.
June. It was like a June or a spring kickoff thing. And I was just like, I'm going for it. I was like, if I'm going to really heal my body, there's this piece missing, right? This like mind body piece a little bit. And I was like, all right, I'm doing it. And then you did the faster. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, yeah. You did a quick start, I think.
I did Summer of Me and then I did Quick Start and I was like in.
Oh, I love that.
And I loved doing the Quick Start because it kind of allowed me to just sort of lock in some of those early things a little bit more. And it made it just like, I don't know. I felt like it gave me a little head start on like some of the things that we were going to be working around. And that was great.
No, it's true. It's like you take off and you like once the cohort starts and you've done the quick start, it's like you can just take off running at full speed because you have such a good foundation. Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah. And I think once you're ready, you're just like ready. I mean, I was kind of like, I'm doing this. We're going. And so my cohort started like 3-4 weeks before my 50th birthday.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
I love that. So how do you think you made the switch from like not ready to ready? Right? Like you're like, I missed a couple cohorts. I was listening to the podcast. Like, what do you think switched for you?
I think I was ready to be done, if that makes sense. Like, you're never really like done as a person, which is also one of the things that is like becomes very apparent in the work that we do in the Yummy Mummy experience. And like, it's really great because it actually releases you from a lot of that, like,
yes,
the like arrival fallacy. You and I talk about that a lot, like of like, oh, well, once I XYZ, and because you sort of heal some of that, you're like, oh, I can live my full life while I'm doing this work. And this work is never really done. But the like searching for the answer, like constantly like yo-yoing, trying to like restrict my food all during the week. And like, what a weird thing that like, I mean, food is kind of fun, but like that's like I was using to be like, okay, this is my downtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say too, I was like, I thought I was eating pretty healthily. Like I said, I was counting macros, I was low carb, I tried keto, did all the things. And, at one point I like, years ago, I was like eating like 800 to 1,000 calories a day or something, which is nuts. Like you can't function.
Yeah.
And I was just getting all this messaging about perimenopause. And I was like, okay, I'm 50. I've been dealing with this too long. Like, I'm just going to go talk to some people who've been through it, who know what they're doing, and see if I can finally get on the other side of this so I can live my life and focus on some other things.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Tell us what your life is like now. Like, tell us about the after, right? Like, there's the before and then there's the after. And then also there's what Teddy alluded to, which is like, yeah, we're never done. This is like a lifelong practice, as it should be, right? Like, yeah, it's so like relieving to break up with the when then game. Like, when I weigh X, then I'll feel X. It's like, no, you can actually feel that now. And it's just a pressure cooker to live in the when then game or the arrival fallacy game. Like, it's the worst. Even if you do create whatever the goal is, it's like you just end up transferring that mentality to something else. And it's like, it's no way to live. It's like the opposite of enjoying the moment, as cliche as that sounds. But that's like a big thing that I've been on lately, is like, how can we just freaking love, like no matter what the external circumstances are, like how can we just like, I'm going on a tangent here, but like how can we just like love a Thursday? Like I just want to love a Thursday in March, like a random ass Thursday. Like, do you guys love a random ass Thursday on in March? Like if you don't,
Honestly,
yeah.
your thing about Mondays got me on that.
Oh, what was my thing about
Your
Mondays?
thing is like every day's a Monday, every minute's a Monday. And I was like, now I like Mondays because it's like flipped my idea. Like everyone's so like pithy about Mondays, but I'm like, if Monday is really just an opportunity to start again and every minute's a Monday, then like if you're having a shitty minute, then the next minute, oh, by the way, I was listening to a podcast and I was like, oh, I guess. And I know Laura doesn't mind. If you're having a shitty, a shitty moment, you can turn that around. Like you don't have to wait till the next day or the next week or the next project or whatever, right? Like, yeah.
Yes.
So let's rock the Thursday.
Oh, it's so good. Okay. So yeah, so tell us what your life is like now, like your kind of after.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll say before I was living with like a lot of fear and a lot of just worry. Like I used to be a natural worrier. And now it's not that I don't have worries. My anxiety is so well managed now. It's like a normal level of human anxiety. And I don't like freak out about work projects. I don't know. I just feel lighter and things feel easier. Right. And that doesn't mean that there aren't hard things.
Of course.
It's just that like instead of resisting how I feel about them or resisting managing it or like trying to like avoid the procrastination and avoidant eating thing was a bit of a thing for me because I wasn't like binging or eating horribly, but I just would be like stressed about a project or stressed about, finances or stressed about like a, relationship aspect or something. And so you like go to the pantry and you're like, oh, I'm going to have even if it's like yogurt and like whatever, now I just eat when I'm hungry and I try to fuel my body and it feels better all like just like holistically. I mean, I will say also like non-scale benefits, which is like a huge part of Yummy Mummy. Like the way that I eat now helps with the inflammation of my body that is like definitely a part of perimenopause, but also like a huge part of like a injury that I'm healing from. And it's just like the difference is so like palpable. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like I've got tools to manage the difficult things and I'm much more present and able to enjoy things that are truly pleasurable and truly important to me versus like, kind of like getting all stressed out about things that like don't mean anything. I remember a story you told about you and your husband being in the car and he was like not screaming out, but was just like kind of grumbling about a bad driver. And you were like, who cares? And I mean, to me, that's like, it sounds kind of silly, but it's so representative. It's just like, who cares? Like, am I really going to ruin my day because this person, whatever, like who cares,
it does like teach you to give like way less fucks. Like I really think that I know it's cliche, but like I really think that like for me and for you and a lot of the Yummy Mummies, it's like our experience of the world is so much more positive. We're so much more calm. We're so much more relaxed because we really do learn to like care less about shit that doesn't matter.
And and I mean, I the way I said it to my husband was, I give less fucks. I give less fucks in general, but I give a lot more fucks about the things that are really important to me. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's just like really focused giving of shits.
That's so.
And now
well
we've dropped
said.
all the F-bombs. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. My God. My daughter was like karaokeing this morning to like Dua Lipa, I Don't Give a Fuck. And she just is like rattling off F-bomb after F-bomb. And my husband and I are just like giggling. Yeah, see, that's another fuck I don't give a fuck about is my daughter saying the word fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cody. Are we going to get like excommunicated?
He's going to be
from
like,
Apple
we really
Podcast?
need to dial this back.
Yeah. We have like an explicit marking on the podcast, so it's fine. We've warned everybody.
And another way I might put it is like a lot of I particularly enjoy like the feeling like when you clean out a drawer, right? Like whether it's your junk drawer and you're like, oh, this is so great and everything's organized and whatever. And it's like you get rid of the stuff that's in the way so you can get things in and out, right? And like I feel like that is very true kind of just like holistically when you do Yummy Mummy work, right? Like you clean out your junk drawer brain of your junk thoughts and you think
Yes.
better thoughts, and it helps you to like clean up all these aspects of your life. Like I use those tools now to like work through this like injury recovery. I think about like all the different places where my relationships, how I like want to plan a project around my house, or if I'm tired, instead of pushing through this like massive to-do list, I'm just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that'll wait. I'm just going to go sit down and rest for a few minutes or go for a walk or whatever.
I love that.
And before I definitely would have pushed myself to the like to burnout instead.
Yeah, it really puts in perspective like what matters, and like it really helps you to like control the controllables and like let the rest go and actually be able to put that into practice, like actually be able to apply it. Because we hear all of those cliches like control the controllables, it sounds good, but like you really do need a 6-month container where you're being held accountable to like practice it so that you can like become it, which I think you're doing such a good job of explaining.
Yeah.
It's like you really adopted a new identity.
Yeah. And the practice and don't quit. Like it sounds simple, and sometimes it is, but sometimes it's like maybe not as much. But just that like the duration and of the container and the like incredible support of the container, the women that I've met, it's like kind of mind blowing. I feel very like powerfully affectionate towards like all of them, just like getting to know these incredible women who support you and frankly love you unconditionally. And it's very cool. It's what you dream about of your friendships and relationships.
Yeah, it's so true. I know. I feel like the community is so, so special. Okay. So you mentioned at the beginning that you have a hubby and a dog, but no human children. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the experience was like not having human children? Because we do love for all women to come into the Yummy Mummy, whether or not they're moms of humans. And I would love the audience to just hear what that experience was like for you, because I know it can be a potential barrier for people. People are like, I don't know, like what if like they're talking about all the mom stuff or all the parenting stuff. And I would just love to hear your experience in case there is somebody out there that is not a mom of humans that is interested in joining.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if it was a huge barrier, but it was definitely like the name, it's the Yummy Mummy experience, right? So I definitely had a moment of pause of like, is this for me? But I have to say, I also live in a world where, many, many, many of my friends have children, and but I don't feel like I had any less of an experience of Yummy Mummy because I don't have children. And in fact, in some ways, like the insights I gained into sort of like friends and family who are parenting, particularly the women I know who are parenting at this phase of life, was pretty lovely, And it's also just if you think about the way that you would like someone to be a friend to you, right? Like you want their children to be a part of your world. So in getting to know these women, we kind of get to know each other's like lives, work inside and out of the home, friends, family, kids, pets, whatever. So it really didn't negatively affect my experience in the least. And in many ways was like really enhancing in terms of just like getting to see how other people get it done.
Oh, that's so cool.
And just a massive amount of respect for all of them being able to like do what they do and still be amazing young moms.
That's so sweet. Okay, so tell us some of your big takeaways. You talked a little bit about some of those like non-skill wins, but any other takeaways that you want to share?
I mean, I think for me, like one big thing that I had an aha moment about was like resistance. Resistance is where the growth is, that phrase that came up. And I was like, kind of like rude because, it makes sense, right? It's like when there are things that we struggle with or things that we maybe don't like manage or handle as well as we would like to, it's, you want to do things that you're good at, right? So,
Yes.
I definitely learned for me that like when I feel myself being like, oh God, I don't want to deal with this, like I kind of give myself a minute to like not want to do it and then go after it.
Oh, that's so well said. Like the resistance is where the growth is. It's so good.
Yeah. And so it can be something that I'm just like, oh, I realize like in my conversations or in my relationships or my work, like this is something that I'm kind of butting up against and that's keeping me from being successful in some way. That for me has been a huge thing. And just the like, don't quit thing, right? Like, I don't really know a lot of quitters in general, but like we talked about how like things have a beginning and a middle and an end, and just like not feeling like, oh, well, I'm done with this or whatever. You always get an opportunity to kind of start again and rethink. And I think the experimental nature of this and the like sort of playful nature of this work was huge for me because, you know, as a former worrier, I'm kidding. I still worry. But, you know, if it doesn't work one way, it's not the end of the world. Like, go try something else. Like the other thing that I really like towards the end kind of started really embracing and I'm like working into my life practice now. It's just like that what if, right? Like get playful with it, get curious. And if you're a worrier, it's like, oh, well, what if this happens? And what if that happens? And all these like bad things. But what if the best possible scenario happens or something in between or something totally unexpected? And like, don't close yourself off to the possibilities. You know, I think my primitive scared brain was really ruling me a lot of like fear of like, well, what if something bad happens? And like, well, it might, you know, but like, guess what? Like you get to control how you feel about that and how you handle it. And like, there's a lot of choice and a lot of freedom in that. So that what if is like a really fun way to approach where the resistance is.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Could you describe in one word the Yummy Mummy experience?
I said transformational.
Oh, I love that.
When I was thinking about it, because it's not like you're going to be a totally different person.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of find this version of yourself in moments, right? That's like, oh, this is how I feel the most myself, or like, this is how I want to feel, or this is how I want to present myself to the world. And it's feeling of just like a really clean feeling. It's like the best way I can put it. It's like a coming home a little bit to yourself, but it's like this better version of yourself that's sort of not the junk drawer green version. So
love that. A coming home to yourself. That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just transformational because again, these tools that we learn in the Yummy Mummy are so applicable to every area of your life. It's a real gateway to kind of whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. I know. I keep saying that like some of my friends are getting these like mommy makeovers. They're getting like tummy tucks. They're getting like a boob job or a boob lift. And I'm like, just do the Yummy Mummy. It's like the mommy makeover for the inside and the outside. I mean, do the plastic surgery if you want to do the plastic surgery, but like also let's do the inner work and the outer work together. So I love that you said that.
Yeah. And I love that you do the like sort of, it's like, yeah, you're going to feel great when you lose weight for a number of reasons. Like you feel like you look better, like all these things, but like, because we do the mental work, got the mental work.
Yeah. Mental, emotional work. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thought work and the emotional work, you're kind of already in that brain, right? Like you're already feeling that way when you get there. So it's like a double whammy of you get to enjoy it really, which is fantastic.
That's so awesome. Okay, tell me, since we're playing the one word game, tell me how you felt in one word before the Yummy Mummy, and tell me how you feel now in one word.
Stuck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you said that a couple times. I should have known.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, stuck. But also, you know, just kind of like frustrated and like, I actually would say confused is like a really good one, especially with respect to like, what am I supposed to do now? Right. Like I've tried this and this and this and this. And like Instagram influencers are telling me this and doctors are telling me this and the medicine hasn't caught up with the realities and just like parsing all the crap, frankly, to find, you know, and I think there's an interesting thing there where you're not really listening to your voice and your body and yourself. You're like trying to get all this like external influence to figure out like what to do. And that's another big thing, you know, you sort of like reduce the confusion and get clear about your own needs and wants.
Yeah, there's so much contradictory advice and opinions. And it's like, oh, it's mind numbing. You're right. It's like, it's confusing and overwhelming. And then what happens when we're confused? We just throw in the towel and we're like, well, F this.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's the choice. We eat how we choose to and what makes us feel the best and what works for us. And so it's not somebody being like, oh, try this,
Mm-hmm.
and then it doesn't work for you and you think you're a failure, but maybe it doesn't work for you, or maybe you need something else. Or like, I remember one like cohort friend who was like, I just can't let go of pizza. So she had like, her one cauliflower pizza a week. And it's like, yeah, like you don't have to
Yeah,
like do this all or nothing crazy stuff. Like get back to your own reasons and your own needs.
totally. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the process of you signing up for the Yummy Mummy, because I know for a lot of people, cost can be a barrier, belief that this will work can be a barrier. So, what do you wish somebody had told you when you were debating whether or not to sign up, when you were like listening to the podcast? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I will say that borrowing your belief works really well. You do a great job of that, both I think in the podcast, but also in the work itself, right? Like you're
Mm,
borrowing your belief, but also you have all the other young moms who are there rooting for you, which is huge. And I would say to somebody, you will not regret it. And
mm,
you can't really imagine how this is going to change your life for the better.
mm.
So just be open to the possibilities and go for it.
Oh, that's so cool. So, like, when it comes to the financial piece, like, did you feel like that was a barrier for you? And, like, how did you overcome that piece?
I did. It just felt like a stretch. And I talked about like my health issues, which unfortunately in our culture in this moment, like being
Yeah.
well is expensive.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a like, oh my gosh, like if I do this, does that prevent me from like
Mm,
working with this functional doctor or whatever? And in the end, that for me, I was like, this is a kind of a non-negotiable. If I'm trying to get healthy, I've got to do this for myself, for my body. And like I said, I was just kind of like over trying to guess and deal with it. And in the end, I kind of did a little mental gymnastics for myself of like, okay, I'm about to turn 50. If I can't buy myself a 50th birthday present, then like, what are we doing? But I
oh, I love
also
it.
took a gamble on myself because we have performance tied bonuses. And if we got ours, I knew I wouldn't know until September, but I went
Ooh.
on faith that I would do it. And I had a backup plan, but I didn't need it. So that
Oh,
worked out for
that's
me.
so good. I love that. Oh my gosh.
uh,
Oh, Teddy, this is so rich and so good. Okay. Before we end, anything else like you feel like you have to tell the audience? Did you have any favorite moments inside the Yummy Mummy? Like anything else you feel like we didn't cover?
My favorite moments were the first moments of coaching and the goal stating and the sort of
Mm,
first when everybody kind of has a moment where they just sort of check in and just the like what you're celebrating and what your intention for the day is. And I think that
mm.
was something that was really missing for me was like being more
Oh,
intentional in my life. And
okay.
it's amazing how powerful that is to like start and end your day with journaling, even if it's like two
Yes.
minutes and just like set your intention because then you're constantly reminding yourself where you want to go. And it's huge. And also it was just kind of everybody chiming in. Somebody would be talk about their intention and then everyone would be kind of like, oh yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to add that one to my day or whatever, or I'm going to do, and that was sort of those like collective moments of like joy, celebration, support were really special.
I love that. Okay, thank you so much, Teddy. That was so helpful. I know that the audience got so much out of it. I got so many good reminders out of it. I love when that happens. Oh, thank you
Well, I
so
want
much.
to tell you, I thank you so much for the work you do. I
Hmm.
know I said it in International Women's Week, but I want to do it on video now, which is that like you support women and help them to support each other and like become the best version of themselves, like almost more than anybody I've ever come across.
Hmm.
And I just really celebrate that. I'm so grateful for you. And I think you're the absolute biggest badass, and I love you.
Oh my God, Teddy, that's so nice. I'm just the rest of the podcast episodes are going to be me and Teddy's going to just compliment me. No, I'm just kidding. But that's
Hey, I'll do it.
it's so nice. I so receive that, even though I'm still practicing that. That means so, so much to me because that's literally my why. That's literally like a part of my many purposes for being on this planet, I hope, at least. So oh, this was so fun chatting with you. You guys, if you want to sign up for the Yummy Mummy experience, yes, go listen to the class. But also, if you're ready, you're like, I want what Teddy has. You can also just go to lauraconley.com/lose, LOSE, and you can book a call and you can actually get that quick start and get going before our next cohort starts at the end of April. So if you are interested, lauraconley.com/lose, and we'll throw that in the show notes, as well as the class that you guys can go watch if you're interested. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Teddy. You are the absolute best. I really appreciate you being here.
You're so welcome. I love you, Laura. Have a good one.
I love you. I love you. Okay, you guys have the best week ever. Ciao, ciao.